Hi, Paula.
Hi. And first of all, your mum's toffee is amazing. And
Glad you liked it.
As I said, I'm kind of piggybacking on what you just said. Yeah. So one of my daughters, Rosie, has cystic fibrosis. And today was a really exciting day because we got a package in the mail that is a new drug called Trikafta that was approved by the FDA just back in October. Now, it has taken 30 years nearly for this to come to market. And we're
just
so excited.
Approved last
October.
This past October.
Yeah,
okay.
and all the CF clinics are trying to fast track it. It's getting amazing results. It's available for 90% of the CF population. Wow. And it's a game changer. It's the first time it's a game changer. However, this little package that arrived in my mailbox today had $25,000 worth of meds for 1 month. So we have insurance. Rosie's 21, she's on our insurance. But our huge worry is, what's going to happen? We can't sustain this $300,000 a year for just one of our meds. Some of our other meds for arthritis and for other conditions she has, we're probably talking about $500,000 a year. But we have insurance. So how can we rectify this? I'm from Ireland. The same drug, it has been approved, so hopefully it will be available. But the same drugs in Europe are costing 1/3 of the price, and we're paying for it. We do our fundraising. Half the people in this room has been to our events and made this possible. Wow. But we're paying for it. There has to be a better way.
There is.
Yeah.
There is a better way. Look, I've talked about how we need to clean house with our leadership. If the reason why we are in this position today, the reason why you and your daughter and your family, your community is in this position today, is because our leaders are not working for us. So at a very practical level, how do we fix that? Yes, obviously voting is necessary, but then what? What are the legislative fixes that we need to put in place? Number one, we've got to make sure that our government, that we can negotiate lower prescription drug prices with these prescription drug companies. The fact that even with the Affordable Care Act in place, the prohibition for Medicare to negotiate lower drug prices still exists. How did it get there? Well, it's high-powered, high-paid lobbyists representing the big pharma industry, having a seat at the table as this legislation is being written. The original draft of the Affordable Care Act did not have this prohibition in place. It would have allowed our government, the largest customer of prescription drugs on this planet, to negotiate lower prices. It got into the bill before it finally passed in Congress, which speaks to the huge influence that they have in Washington. As an industry, Big Pharma spends more money on PACs and lobbyists in Washington than they do on their television ad marketing. And we know how often we see those ads on TV, right? But this is why they do it. Because, and I've even had some of these lobbyists tell me, like, even if you make that change, it's not really going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference to bring down the cost of drugs. Then why are they fighting so hard to keep it in place? So I think that's an important change that we need to make. Number two, patent parking is something that these prescription drug companies are exploiting, this loophole that allows them to, even after their patent has expired, to continue to block generic drug companies from producing those drugs at drastically lower prices by changing one minor thing that doesn't have any real impact on the drug itself or the medicine itself, but allows them to restart the clock on that next 7-year patent time clock. I think really getting to the heart of this is two things, is making it across the board so that members of Congress don't take PAC contributions. You cut off that funnel, that relationship that exists between lobbyists and members of Congress, then we'll begin to see a very different picture in Washington. And the second thing is really overhauling our healthcare system as a whole. Because as you're talking about, I mean, the prescription drugs, especially for your daughter, once she gets older, she's going to be thinking about, as so many other families are going through the same thing, about, okay, when she turns 27, then what? What kind of employer, what kind of insurance will she have to think about just to be able to live her life. This is why I feel so strongly that we need to have a guaranteed health care coverage for everyone. The plan that I'm putting forward, I call the Single Payer Plus plan, that's loosely modeled after Australia, where every single person gets quality health care. Yes, we all pay into it, but we will be paying less overall because we are cutting out big insurance profits from that equation, while also still allowing, if you or your family wants to purchase supplementary private insurance, or maybe let's say your daughter ends up with a great employer who has a great healthcare insurance plan that she wants, then obviously she should have that option to keep that insurance. But no family should be in the situation that you're in. Your daughter should not have to be worried for what happens next in her life and how she can live and remain healthy. This is the bottom line of the change that I think that we need to see. For those who say that it's impossible, I just say, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's especially for us. We're the United States of America, yet we are so far behind every other developed nation in the world in that our country is putting the profits of these major corporations ahead of the health and well-being of our people. That's what has to change.